So I've been on tour now for a month and a half. I still got a couple weeks to go. I had like 3 days home for Christmas on this run. So we started in early December and then went through till Christmas, went home for a couple days, which wasn't enough, but then we started up again, and we had New Year's Eve off, and I ended up taking a solo run to the Grand Canyon on New Year's Eve, and I hiked like 19 miles, and it was great. That night, I went out for dinner, and as I was being seated, this kid who was seating me, he asked me, he said, "Hey, sir, do you have any New Year's resolutions?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "Well, what is it?" And I said, "Well, I really want to improve my penmanship." And he looked at me and he said, "What's that?" I said, "Penmanship." And he said, I don't know what that is." I said, "Writing, my writing, like, you know, the quality of my writing." And he said, "Oh," he goes, "Well, now I have a new Year's resolution." And I said, "What's that?" He's like, "I want to improve my vocabulary."
Floating on a speck of dust by the beach, down on Lake Street, the sun was shining down on us. I'm in awe of the mystery. The universe is grand and subtle, particles abound in space.
Yeah, so this is the thing. So I've been going through all this old stuff, you know, as I kind of detailed previously, and when I found this poster, it fucking crushed me. Because of those 3 wishes, I never want to grow up. I wish there was no more homework. The third wish is, I wish my dad didn't have to go on any more trips. That fucking killed me, man. She was 6. And I was pretty much on tour, traveling around the world her entire childhood. And we probably, I mean, we accepted that as a family. You know, that was our reality. And that was my reality for what I did for work. And when I saw this probably at the time, I was just like, yeah, that'd be nice, but that ain't gonna happen. I see this now, and I just like, I don't know. I can't change it. But if I could, I think I would.
I don't really see any kind of alternate version of my life where I'm not driving the vehicle. You know, I don't see, you know, when I first started touring, I was skating for Pal Peralta, the Bones Brigade, and they had an organized tour, and the skaters just got in the van and we went. But by 1989, I just started doing my own tours. And I've driven almost every single mile of every single tour I've ever done since. I just don't see an alternate version of my life where that's not the case. You know, I have that song that I wrote with Matt Baxter called "Always Driver," and the line that really summarizes what it really is about is God may have made the machine, but he handed me the keys. And I think that's, you know, we're not talking about cars, you know, we're talking about life. We're talking about being the author of one's own life. And I think it's more philosophical like that. I think that's really what it's about, is it's not about being a control freak, it's about being the driver of one's own life. So the first bunch of tours I ever did were with the Bones Brigade. But then in 1989, when I went to World Industries, that's when I kind of really started running the tours myself and being responsible for everything, including the driving. And our first demo was in Palm Springs, And Ann drove out to the demo in my car, and I was driving the tour van. After the demo, I was like saying goodbye to Ann. She was going to drive back to, we were living in the South Bay at that time, like Redondo Beach. She was going to drive back to Redondo Beach, and then I wasn't going to see her for like a month and a half or 2 months or something. And as I was saying goodbye to her, I said, actually, I don't want to go on this fucking tour. She's like, you have to go on the tour. I was like, no, I want to be with you. And I said, you need to come on the tour. And she said, can I come on the tour? And I said, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm part owner of the company. We drove back to Redondo Beach. I drove the tour van, and she drove my car while the other guys were sleeping in the hotel. They had no idea. And we dropped my car off back at where we were staying with her parents, and got back in the tour van, drove back to Palm Springs. The next morning, everyone got in the van, and Ann was in the van. And it's fucking unheard of for someone to bring their girlfriend, at the time girlfriend, on a skate tour, or really any tour. But I decided right at the beginning, I mean, Ann wasn't just my girlfriend, she was my soulmate. This was, as much as skateboarding was a lifetime decision for me, so was Ann. It wasn't like a girlfriend in a series of girlfriends. She's my first girlfriend, she's my wife, she's my soulmate. And because I had the ability at the time, because I was kind of running the show, I just did what I wanted to do. Our relationship was so new and so important to me that I would have, at that time, I would have sacrificed my skate career just to be with Ann. And so if there was some way to intertwine both the lives I wanted to live, I was gonna do it. And I wasn't asking for anyone's permission or blessing. It was just not what I was gonna do. I was gonna do it my way, and I've always done it my way.
Ever since I was young, I was always on the run. Tank full of gasoline, miles and miles ahead of me. I never understood the ones always fighting over shotgun. I'm always driver, I'm always driver.
I love the beginning of a hike. It's like stepping out the front door with your skateboard and like, that's it, like, here we go, you know? Now the middle of a hike, that's like trying to trick over and over and over and over. The summit is landing the trick. And that's you know, it makes it all worth it. And then after that, it's like, okay, where are we getting dinner?
I'm always driver. I'm still running. I'm still running. I'm still running. Say the words I have to say and do the things I have to do to make it my life through and through. God may have made the machine, but he handed me the keys. I'm always driver. I'm always driver.
Yeah, so what's it like staying in a place, getting some comfort,
Yeah.
designed by your daughter?
Yeah, well, I've been, over the last month and a half, I've just been like, just walking wounded. I just haven't known if I'm coming or going. And I think last night when I kind of really just, I don't know, something about just standing outside and hearing the coyotes and looking up at the stars. I just was like, life is, life's what I fucking want it to be, man. It's not dictated by any other forces. And I came in and I got in bed. I was thinking about, I'm staying in this Airbnb. My daughter has actually, helped the interior design of this place. It's been such a nice time having a few days here in the middle of a tour. And I climbed into bed last night and I just felt just so resolved and at peace, even while I'm still in the middle of it, because, it's like my kids grew up, they went on, my kids are awesome. They inspire me. And here I am in this place that, like, my daughter was helping me run my skateboard company for years. I started my skateboard company because of her belief in me and her confidence in me. I had no confidence in myself. And I remember she came to me and she said, "Dad, why don't you just do your own company?" Because I was so tired of working for other people. And I said, "I don't know what do I know about running a skateboard company?" And she said, "Well, you think those other people are smarter than you?" I was like, "No, not really, but I don't know how to run a business." She's like, "Well, I do, and I'll help you." And that's how we started our company, Street Plant. I would not have done it without her and her support. And the company took off. I mean, we had four straight years of like every single product we made sold out in like minutes. Everything we launched was like very successful, and it was amazing. But after many years, my daughter working closely with me every day, I said, "Hey, my life, my career, my skating that's not your life. Your life shouldn't be about helping dear old dad. You have your own interests, you're not, she doesn't care about skateboarding, that's not her passion." And I said, "You got to go pursue the things you want to do." And she did. And over time, the company meant less and less to me without her there. It went from being us to being a business. And when it became a business, it became less interesting to me, and I've eventually folded it. But when I told Emily, like, "Go do your own thing," she did. She did, man. Anyway, being here in this place that, her fingerprints all over it, it gave me great comfort last night. It was like getting a hug from my kid. Fuck you, Andrew. Fuck you, man. Shit. Son of a bitch. How?
Boy, those early days were really something to see. You have one Western being filmed on one side of Main Street and another one on the other side.
I've been on the road since the autumn of 1986. And this tour is coming up on 2 months pretty much straight. The song Leaving California is very literal, but it's also metaphorical. It's about autonomy, self-government. It's about, like the first line of the song is, "I walk to the beat of my own drum." And that kind of just sets the tone. It's about individuality. It's about doing things one's own way and not accepting the status quo. The song is absolutely about not accepting the status quo. And when the status quo begins to grind against oneself, one has to
make some decisions about how to react to that, or how to actually act, how to take action in that situation. We had a near fatal incident with our van where I don't know how we got out of it, but we all saw our lives flash before our eyes, and we thought we were fucking dead, man. And it just kind of hit me in that moment that, you know, I've rolled the dice for a long time, in and out of vans, airplanes, all over the world, since I was 16 years old. And I'm not saying I'm done completely, but what I've experienced on this tour over the last few years of touring with the band, I've had enough. I've absolutely had enough. I don't value it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care about it. Yeah, every day I show up, I do my fucking best. Always. Always. You always show up, you always do your fucking best. But the rest of it I could do without. I don't give a fuck. And my life is so much more than this. And there's no way I'm gonna let the road win. It almost took my fucking life this time. It's not gonna claim me. I'm going home.
The beats of my own drum. I go the distance, but I'm never done. Every day is another test. I open my eyes and I do my best. Missteps and mistakes, they fade away. It doesn't matter what they say. There's magic in the moment, a light that shines. I'm gonna live my life and take what's mine.
Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, I like to get into the frame of mind.
Right on. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'd rather be a tourist here. I couldn't make it another year. When I decided to soldier on, I knew I would have to go beyond. Her mystic deserts, her sparkling shores, her redwood forests, her plastic charms, the deep-seated lies, her highbrow contempt, and the presumption it's all heaven sent. I'm leaving California in the pouring rain that never can wash away the pain. It never can wash away the disgust. I'm off to somewhere better or bust. Leaving California. Leaving California.
Stop there. I think I messed up one line. I guess I can't really regret too much. I want to pursue a more quiet, a more slowed down lifestyle. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna ride my skateboard. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna go out and play with my band or a band or whatever, make music. But you know, I was like thinking about I was able, when I was doing all this traveling, I was able to talk to my wife. I was able to talk to my kids. I was able, you know, to call or my wife was able to tell the kids, "Oh, Dad'll be home in 3 days. Only 3 days." My dogs don't know what the fuck is going on, and I hate to be like overly sentimental dog dad, but I am. And this last tour, I was gone for almost 2 months straight. And when I came home, the dogs, they couldn't believe it. They must have thought it was over, like that I was never coming back. And I don't really want too many more reunions like that. 2005. Dance recital, must be home. It says it
must be home. Like, the kids have something going on. I wrote, I must be home. Like, not like, oh, dance recital, of course I'll be home. But I had to make a fucking note to myself, must be home. 2007, I went on with my band Revolution Mother. We did the Warped Tour in 2007. I told them when I was making the deal, yeah, okay, I'll do the whole tour. I'll do every single date except for I got to be home for a dance recital. And they're like, well, no, that's not the deal. I said, no, that is the deal. The 21st, I went to the dance recital, and I left on a red eye after midnight. And then I went over to the Warped Tour, and I played my show, and I skated the ramp twice. If you ask my kids, they say I never missed anything important. And I guess if there's any like takeaway here, is like, yeah, I was gone all summer, but I was fucking home on the 21st. Because that was important to my family, to my kids. And, you know, maybe that's the rose amongst this fucking pile of thorns. You know, I don't know. I know I'm gonna travel and I'll be away, but I'm not gonna be away for 2 months. I'm not gonna fill calendars like this ever again. Well, what do they say? Never say never, right? I can't say it, but I should. Never? No. Just be a little bit more thoughtful. Maybe the best I could do. My very own poster all about me. So I'm 3'9", and I weigh 38 pounds. My hair is blonde. My favorite color is dark blue. I'm 6 years old. My name is Lucinda. I love to dance. I love ballet class. When I grow up, I want to be a fashion designer. So there's some consistency there. Yeah, I had work to do. I had a calling in my life for sure. But at what point was I just a hamster spinning in a wheel? At what point was it of my own volition? At what point was it of what I wanted to do, not what I thought I had to do? I don't know. It's hard to say, but now I'm here. I'm here now, and I know the rest of my life is different, and well, I can't fucking do anything about it, but this fucking kills me. I wish I didn't save it. You know, it's like nobody's holding this against me except for me. I can't look at that no more.
It all adds up to you and me.